All right, and Good Morning Kenya gets to continue, and right now you are in time for Family Check. Today on Family Check, we are talking matters growing up online and what are the dangers that are surrounding, that, or the dangers around that. And we are more than pleased to have enough guests in studio for us to have this conversation, and I will begin with the guest who's seated right next to me. That is Dunstan Akwiri. He is the CEO, Neurobyte Technologies, a lecturer in a cyber tech. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here this morning.
Pleasure too.
All right, and right next to Dunstan, we have Edna Daniel, who's a film production student. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Vivian, for having me.
All right, and then on the other end, I'll begin with the farthest side, we have Nicholas Mulela. Nicholas is a data analyst student. Welcome to the show. And then we have Pamela Mbotela. Pamela Mbotela is a journalism student and the CEO and author, Talent Connect. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then we also have Lloyd S. Makoko, and Lloyd is a journalism student. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Vivian.
Okay, let us begin, and I'd like to start with you, Dunstan. Just what are the biggest dangers that you would say young people are now facing online?
All right. Good morning once more. Thank you for having me. Well, I could start that by asking a question. Did you grow up online yourself?
Partly online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the dangers, regardless of whether you are an adult or a child, unfortunately, it's the same. You know, cyberbullying to start with, phishing, and many other cyber attacks, just like the way adults and companies do face cyber attacks. Yeah. So top of the list, I will say cyberbullying. Yeah. Because we all know that, since not many people will actually know who you are online, that warrants them to actually just say whatever they feel like saying. And it has a very big impact to this particular child, especially when growing up. So top of the list, I will actually talk of cyberbullying, I'll talk of phishing, I will talk of credentials theft, in terms of, you take your parents or your guardian's credit card or bank card, or even home address, and then you put them on the online platforms, and that is where now, malicious users can be able to get them.
Yeah. So there's clearly a lot of dangers.
A lot of them.
When it comes to the online space.
Yes.
And we'll get deeper into all of that, but I'd just like to get to hear from the younger people. Is there a lesson that you've learned online the hard way?
On my side, I've learned a few lessons so far. Mostly, I will tell about mental health for me, because at some point I've seen people, friends, relatives actually distracted on the online platform mostly. They get to have low esteem at some point, of which it's actually a bad thing, because it's destroying us mostly as young people, depending on online, mostly digital platforms. To an extent, one can be so desperate on followers, gaining likes, only focusing on your online platforms, but at the end of the day, you don't care about your mental health, and this distracts. It comes with more science, mostly. You don't have to just do it and see yourself in a mental health issue, but you just see it by your actions day by day on the online platforms.
I hear you. And Lloyd, I don't know, is there a lesson you would say you've learned the hard way online?
Yeah. For me, I'll say peer pressure. You see, when I'm scrolling in online, I see like people my age with cars, big houses and stuff, and I start putting a lot of pressure in myself, not knowing the process they took in order to achieve whatever they have. So I'm like, I've wasted my life, whatever. I'm just here like in this, you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure in myself because I'm seeing what people my age are doing right now. Yeah.
Pamela, would you say that you also get to go through the same thing, especially when it comes to comparisons online?
Yeah, I can say that I'm a culprit of that, because I'm talking out of experience. I mean, sometimes they're online, you wish to live the life that others are showing they're outside, without knowing that some people are faking life they're online. So I've also learned from that.
Yeah. Nicholas?
Personally, I've learned the hard way. It dates back to when I was in primary. I remember there was a time I was with my phone, then I saw this app. Then it was a malicious app. I didn't know it wasn't the real one. So I thought to myself that maybe I should try this app. Then someone hacked my personal number through the app. Then suddenly I started receiving calls. Then why are you demanding money from me? Why are you demanding money from me?
Yeah.
So I learned the hard way that sometimes we should be keen when we are online.
Yeah, and Danson, I would like for you to pick from there, you know, with what Nicholas was saying. For him, he was just, you know, you just find this app and you download it, but then again, it might be, you find that it's not really safe. Yeah. So is there a way that one can be able to truly be safe online?
I wouldn't say there is a way 100% to be fully safe online. Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned, it cuts across. I mean, the same problems adults go through in the cyberspace or the online space is the same problems that the young ones go through. Mm. So what we can do rather is try as much as we can to make it safer. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways we can do that is always cyber education, whereby you need to make sure that the young ones also understand, you know, what can be real and what can be fake. Mm-hmm. Not even in terms of content, but in terms of applications, in terms of links and what have you. Mm-hmm. Because downloading an application is one thing, but then downloading an application from a verified platform, a verified website is something else. Mm-hmm. But you see, they will not be able to know and understand if, I mean, they have not been taught. Yeah. So cyber education is very important, not only to adults, but even to young ones, because it will be able to make them understand the difference between the two, good and bad, or real and not real. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another thing we can be able to do is parents can be able to actually use privacy settings on for example, social media, whereby they need to inform the kids and make them aware that we have got different settings that will make your account private. Now, I think we should have started by this. There is no way that we'll be able to actually make the young ones not get onto social media platforms. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they will be there. That is one fact that we need to agree with. But then if they are there, how can we make them safe? You know, we have got applications that have parental controls, especially if the kid is, you know, below 18, that can be able to make sure that the content they are viewing is actually appropriate for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the other content, adulthood content. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, something very important I would recommend is keeping an open communication. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Whereby, you know, your kids need to come to you in case they feel something is not right, or in case they want to inquire about something. We shouldn't make them always do things on their own. Like, you know, you want TikTok, just go to App Store, Play Store, download TikTok, and then you sign in. Yeah, which is, you know, a very, very big thing. And, you know, it also helps in reporting cyberbullying. Your kid will be able to come to you and tell you, you know what, mom, dad, or my guardian, this and this has happened. And therefore, now you can be able to take appropriate measures. Finally, I would recommend to the government to have a SIM framework. Okay. Many other countries have implemented, actually. I think even Zambia has implemented, Philippines have implemented, Russia have implemented, whereby young ones can be able to have SIM cards, but then they are registered to parents. Okay. And you see, when that happens, we can be able to have a network level filtering, whereby we have got some of the many contents which can be filtered from the network level. So you cannot be able to access some certain websites that have not been whitelisted by the parents. Yeah. So that's how I would look at it.
Yeah, that's one way of you know, just trying to ensure
Yes.
that we are having our young ones safer online.
Yeah, and of course, always promoting kid-safe platform. Look at YouTube. We've got YouTube for kids. Yeah, so YouTube for kids, definitely it filters all the adult content. And it's very, very unlikely that you will find very funny, crazy comments on YouTube for kids. Yeah, the Cocomelon things, for example. Yeah, very unlikely.
What role does the internet play in your everyday life?
So in my everyday life, the internet helps me mostly interact with people from even different parts of the countries, know their cultures also, and also just make bonds out there. At the same time, the internet helps me in my day-to-day living. I can be able to search on healthy routines for myself. I can be able to search on big things that I can do or explore out there. And it's actually beneficial. The internet is benefiting us mostly as students. We get to, despite the ChatGPT thing, we get to also learn things online. Despite being in class, being taught things, there are things you cannot actually get fully in class. You just have to go out there, push yourself, and use the internet to learn more.
And I'm sure now with this younger generation, the Gen Z specifically, many a times maybe you've had issues with your parents because of them complaining that you're always online. You know, that you're always online. Mbona kila saa uko kwa simu? Mbona kila saa uko kwa simu? I'm sure that this is something that maybe most of you, if not all of you, have had to had a struggle with that. So do you feel that there are things that maybe the older generation do not understand specifically about this online space and you being involved in it? Lloyd?
For me, I'll say I kind of side with them. Because you'll find, literally, like, for me, my family, utapata, it's ni jioni, everyone is just on his phone, no communication. It's kind of irritating, actually. I understand them. I understand them.
Yeah. But one would argue also that's where most of you maybe are making your extra coins. So where do we draw that line?
I'll say we should have like okay, for now,
Pamela,
I don't have the answer. Yeah, for now I don't have the answer.
Okay, to me, I can say technology or the internet, I can take it as a curse or a time wasted because the internet has been a tool for me to learn. So to the parents, yes, I find out that so many parents are being irritated by the way the Gen Zs, or rather today's generation, they are just ever online, but let them know that to some technology is a blessing, or rather the internet is a tool to some. But when it comes to screen addiction, it's very real. To be frank, most of us are addicted with the screen, but let the parents know that some of us are doing something good there. Most of us are using the internet to learn, to do some research, and to be updated, So it depends on how you take it.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Yeah, so basically for me, I say that parents try to police what maybe they don't fully understand. So they should try to do the co-piloting, like we should do this together. Not like when we have problems in Ilikuambia, no, this should be our problem. So like we should be able, personally as a freelancer, you know, like this online, I do my businesses there. This way I find something to sustain me in the university. So like, don't say like, don't. It's okay that I should not spend more time on the screen, but specifically, I should also make time for myself, and you know, that's all I can say.
Okay. Remember, you can also be part and parcel of this conversation. As you get to watch us, you can be able to send us a WhatsApp message. The number is 0707 303 212. 0707 303 212. Get in touch with us. Let us know what your thoughts are on the same. That is, what are the dangers of growing up online, or what are the dangers, or what dangers are we facing right now online? You can be part and parcel of this conversation. If you also want to make a call, you can call in live and we will get to listen to you and also be able to read the questions that you send our way. Now, Dan, right now, especially with AI being amidst us,
Yeah.
I mean, we're living in a space where one can easily generate fake things.
Yeah.
You know, you can fake voices, you can fake images, you can fake videos. So should we be worried about this? And how worrying should this be, or not?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Now, like he mentioned, he's using the internet to at least get some coin to sustain himself.
Yeah.
And so what I will say about it is, the emerging technologies, so they call it AI, being part of the emerging technologies, is really, or is going to make people lose a lot of jobs, and at the same time is going to make people billionaires, not just millionaires. So the question should always be, should not be being on the screen the whole time. The question should be, what are you doing during the time you're on screen? So maybe just to correct my younger brother, it's not really parent policing what you're doing, but it is their responsibility to make sure that you're safe, and not just physically, but mentally and online. And so yes, it is a blade that is sharper on either side. We should be worried about deep fakes, voices, because AI is smart and very smart. It's able to do so many things. It doesn't get tired and all that. And at the same time, I know of people who actually make music using AI, and they're able to, they don't need a producer, they don't need anything else. They just need a prompt to make very good music. In fact, one of even a very famous gospel music that I'm sure you've heard of was actually made by AI.
Yes.
I will not mention that though. And you see, many people are actually creating this, and it's actually very easy. The free package gives you around 8 songs per day, and you can be able to upload on YouTube and get more subscribers and get more money and all that. But at the same time, someone can actually use that to harm other people. Can use that to be able to mimic my voice, my face, and say things that are not true. So it just depends on how we use it, because either way, we can't say that we are now having AI that we only use it for good. And what that means is how we are able to actually let our people know the good side of using these particular tools is very important.
Yeah.
Because if you just let them to go and explore, then that is where now there is bad and good. But then from an early stage, if you're able to let them know and understand that we have got these tools and this is how better we can be able to use them, then it becomes a game changer.
Yeah. And even Edna, as a film production student, would you also say that what he's just from talking about, it is enhancing even your skills in one way or the other, if you decide to now pick it up, specifically AI, to help you with your, with your work as well?
I will say, as a film student, AI definitely gives a good approach to film in a way, because there's certain techniques in film that you have to learn from even other filmmakers, and mostly I can't encounter a live session being taught something with someone who is in the US or anything, or producers in US. I will just have to see at how, because even in film we have green screens, we have which help actually in this animation stories, in scenes where we get to see extraordinary things from life. So it also helps actually in learning film techniques, mostly even in editing. It really helps so much. You have to know some certain styles and ways to make your film interesting, and mostly you have to learn it through AI at most, because not everything you learn by physical teaching or classes. You'll just have to look for other techniques to make something spicy, especially your film.
Nicholas, are there times when you struggle to differentiate, or you struggle to point out whether something is AI generated or it's actually real when you're online?
Personally, it's not that hard to figure out.
Okay.
And AI, we are in a generation where AI has evolved and it is now part of us. So we try to make it kuifanya ikue like part of us pia. And like AI is good at some point because it helps us, helps in like in coding and other stuff, but at the same time like inafanya mtu asijitegemee sana in critical thinking. There's that time that utakuwa karibu na AI, so what will you do? So like I say like it goes both ways. It is good and bad in some way.
But for you, it's easy for you to know that this is not real and this is actually
it is easy for me, I can say, because I've studied. I'm a data analyst, and I work with AI, and my team from 3Peak Media helped me to learn these things.
So you see, for him it's easy because now he's part of it, But I can imagine for most people it's very difficult to get to differentiate.
Vivian, I beg to differ a little. See, AI is basically what we call GIGO in technology, garbage in, garbage out. Now, previously, when Gen AI was coming in place, it was very easy to identify and know. But where we are and where we are heading, I would say, as someone who has been in the space for a very long time, it's actually becoming difficult and difficult every day. Look at, for example, ChatGPT. The way ChatGPT has improved even the models to generate images. And when you look at the posters, they're becoming better every day. And going back to the posters, depending on how you prompt it, that is a whole different topic of prompt engineering. Depending on how you prompt it, you'll be able to get a very confident result. And you can always improve on that particular output that you've gotten. So when you happen to do that, you can get not even almost, I think, a very perfect output depending on how you have prompted. Something called craft framework when you're prompting. So it all depends on how you prompt it and how you use artificial intelligence. That is what you'll be able to get as an output. So it's becoming very difficult to actually be able to know and identify AI generated output, be it an image, be it a video, be it an audio, be it content in terms of written content. So it's becoming more and more difficult, actually. But what really matters is how you prompt it, how you ask it. Many people use very kind words when having a conversation with AI. Please do this, kindly do this. It doesn't change at the output, actually, because AI is there to receive instructions, to act on the instructions. And kindly is more feelings. When I talk to you and say, please do this for me, you'll be obligated. I'm like, they came in a very good way. But you see, AI, when you tell it do this and you put kindly there or please, it doesn't change the output. So what really matters is, and I would urge all of us to actually take time and understand how to prompt AI. Because whatever you can be able to achieve, to talk even graphic designers, whatever you can be able to achieve within a couple of hours, you can achieve it using AI. In fact, a better version of it using seconds. I was yesterday looking at this famous movie when we were growing up, The Matrix, yeah, whereby the guy was dodging bullets, and he could take bullets, could go curve and all that. And it took more than 100 cameras to do that. And you can actually recreate the scene using AI with a couple of minutes, if not seconds. A perfect scene. There are shadows there, the background and all that. Editing a photo takes seconds, and you can't actually know it's an AI that has edited the photo. Why? Because there is depth, there are shadows, and there are all those factors that a professional editor or designer could actually do. So the bottom line is how you prompt the AI. Yeah. And whether we like it or not, it's becoming better and better every single day.
And it's here with us, so
It's
we
not
better
going
just
anywhere.
adapt and get to learn it. Pamela, I would like to come to you, and I'm sure that you agree with me on this. Online nowadays, it brings about these beauty standards, and they're very unrealistic beauty standards. And I'm sure because you're online, you've seen, we have ladies trying to wanajibadilisha tu, mara ameongeza nini, mara amepunguza nini, mara amenini, and it's simply because of the pressure that comes with being online, specifically as a lady. Would you say that this is something that is that affects you in one way or the other, Pamela?
Okay, yeah, to me, I'll agree with you. It's very true that people are faking life, the way they're using the AI to create content online. They want to fake life, but I feel it's somewhat bad to some of us and good to some of us. It's causing pressure. It's giving some people pressure here outside because they feel, am I not a real human being? I'm not like this, I'm not like this. But the faking, it's somehow good to some people who believe that we fake until it becomes. So they're trying to fake life and fail. I've seen ladies who pretend that they even use AI to generate a husband and a kid. So you feel, I was a classmate to this lady. She is finally married. I'm not married. She is in USA. I'm not in. So they're faking and they're giving some people pressure.
So it comes with a lot of pressure online. And there's something we had touched on a bit, and I would like Lloyd to get into that. Just the validation that sometimes we want out of social media, these platforms that we use every day, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the TikToks that are very popular right now. The validation on these platforms equals likes, equals followers,
So what I'll say, it affects all ages. Let's first start from that. Everyone is affected by this validation thing. You'll go to Facebook, you'll see like old people also they are doing cringe things just to get likes, to get validation from the world. And the young kids too doing harmful pranks to trying to be funny to their age group. It's so bad for them because the digital footprint, the digital footprint will come to harm them later in life. Let's say when they want a job, opportunities, the employers will pull out those videos, and they might miss those opportunities just because of those silly videos.
Okay, allow me to read some of the messages that have come in. Someone is saying, morning, it's Martin. So I think, in my view, as much as the internet is good, growing up with it is a big challenge, especially to the children. They will grow disconnected to people who matter most to them, that is their families, and I also think their intellectual capacity may reduce to some, not all of them. We used to read, we used to read Got Matata at home when free, but now kids watch Baby Shark during their free time. Can you compare the two? Though diversification is still good and should be embraced, it is very important. He's trying to compare between, you know, when we used to sit and read those books, like actual books, and now the difference between that and just putting Baby Shark to allow the child to just concentrate there. Anyway, let me read one more. Good morning, Kenya. What can we do as parents to make sure we spend quality family time with our young ones and still allow them to grow into these ever-changing times of AI? Yeah, maybe Dan, you can take that.
Okay, so let me go way back, go to Matata, you know. And then there was a short story on, I think, English book 4, something to do with MAMSA. So instead of shaking the medicine before giving the kid, she gave the kid and then shook the kid. Good time. Well, what I want parents and everyone to understand is that at no point we are going to take the internet or the digital space away from the current life. But then it all depends on how safe do we want our kids to actually be online. And going back to specifically answer that question, it all depends with your family. I mean, how I would picture it is it gets to a point whereby at some certain times, from this time to this time, it's family time, it's stories time. It's going out to play. Then the other times we can be able to now be on our phones. And that rule, if for example, if that rule exists in your home, it does not just apply to the kids, it applies to the parents as well. Because many young ones actually learn by seeing. So if you can implement that and be on the front line to own that particular rule or principle at home, then definitely it's going to work. But then many a times you find that parents set up a rule, you know, you cannot be able to touch a phone or watch your TV from before 10, but then they're the first ones at 8 to, you know, turn on the TV or always on their phones. Many of these kids are actually doing what their parents are doing. So if you can be able to actually say, you know, from this time, hypothetically speaking, from this time to this time, it's family time, it's story time, it's going out to play, then the rest of the time you can be on TV, you can be on your phones. But again, even on TV and on phones, it's always very important to know what they're accessing. So that's what it's, and actually Got Matata, you can, it's digitized now. We don't have to physically access the books. So you can be able, exactly.
Soft copies. Are we sharing too much online as young people?
Yeah, actually we are right now, because right now I think people are just there to do everything. You can find people are just doing bad things online, but people are hyping it up as if it's something nice, you get. And at the same time, it's so bad actually, because some morals in right now are being set aside because people want to do what they want to do for trending purposes. You find someone just beating up someone and it's so trending, people are hyping it up, talking about it, and it's actually it's really affecting us as young people, because our morals are deteriorating in a way, because we need to be so and that's when I come to talk about mental health by then, because you find people out there, just because anything is being done, they're just okay with it. You don't, not like before we used to be told by our parents, don't do this, usicheze na hii because itakufanya hivi, don't access my Facebook, my phone anyhowly, just play games only. But right now you find kids are just asking you to go to Facebook, nataka kuingia kuona something TikTok, and at the same time, you know, TikTok does not restrict any content because it doesn't know it's your child is viewing it. So she comes to see things, videos that are so immoral out here, and it changes their view on morality.
And even with that, does digital reputation matter? You can take that. Does it matter? And I know Lloyd had touched a bit on it. So does it matter? For you as a young person, do you think your digital reputation matters?
Yeah, definitely, because you never know who's looking at you. You may find what you post can be used in the future in determining the opportunities utapata. Like I said, you can be posting bad stuff online, and then your employers will bring that up during your interview. Wakuulize ni nini ulikuwa unafanya. You see now, because what you did back then imekuharibia your future. Yeah.
Nicholas, online reputation, ina matter?
Yeah, it matters because sorry, it matters because at first, you know, you're digital. Mostly you build like in the Malika LinkedIn. That's where you post, like una build your
portfolio kind.
Yeah. So you know, so like watu wakiona ni nini Nicholas anafanya hapo online, and they see what this guy is capable of, and they see what the morals this guy has, and if he can be able to fit in this kind of kwa hii nini tunataka kumpatia, it will be good, you see. So I think reputation matters a lot, and it's up to the young people who are growing online to wajue ni nini wanataka wateka online for their good. Yeah.
Pamela, kuna mtu anaweza kuwa anasema, you know, me I post what I post, and I don't really care what happens, because I mean in the future sinaweza rudi tu na ni delete, you know, like naweza rudi tu na ni delete everything yenye nilikuwa nimepost, and I feel maybe it can put me in jeopardy.
Okay, that's so bad of him or her, because we have what we call online footprint or digital footprint, whereby everything that you post, it's there. Even if you post today, something has to come, we have an evidence of whichever thing that you've posted. So to those people who are just posting everything, weird things, but we are in a very funny world. We live in a permissive generation, whereby when you post a negative thing, you are likely to have more views than someone posting positive thing. Yeah, that's how weird our generation is. Yeah. So I feel for people who are just posting and thinking that there's no evidence of what they post, let them note that there is this thing we call online footprint. It will have a statistic of everything that you're posting. So let's begin. And one advice to such person: before you post, before you share, just be clear of what you're sharing. Before you click to share, think, just tell that person, you think before you click, and before you share, you verify, and before you post, you prepare. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your final remarks, because unfortunately time is not on our side. Maybe I'll begin with you, Nicholas.
So my final remark is, as you're growing online, parents should know that this now is part of us. They should help us, like, as I said earlier, co-piloting. So like they should help us in, you know, to learn. We learn with them, so that pia like ikuwe rahisi ku manage their kids and everything, because at the end of the day we can't evade the internet. Yeah.
All right, Pamela.
Okay, my final remarks. You will allow me on grab something about because I'm on how the in this AfriTalent Connect Where Dreams Meet Opportunity. In chapter 6 of this book, it's on page 73. I've talked about the issue. Coincidentally, what we've been discussing about, I've also discussed about the same issue in this chapter 6 of this book. So I would just give one thing to the parents watching me, to the teachers, and the society at large.
Okay.
We can use digital or online or technology wise, and it's our all responsibility on how we are handling it. Thank you.
All right, Edna.
So I will prefer to say that those people, we should, as the society, we should be able to regulate our kids on online platforms, be able to be there to confirm what they post online and also validate everything. And at the same time, we as students, we should also prioritize using AIs, especially as media students, because there are a lot of things and a lot of techniques coming up day in, day out, and we should be also to be able to embrace on them and actually make it good and easy to use AI out here.
Got you. Lloyd?
We should use, the internet comes with a lot of positivity, and we should maximize on its advantages. There are a lot of stuffs to learn, a lot of skills that you can learn from the internet. Please make use of it.
All right. Dan, thank you so much for being here with us. Dan, before I take your final remarks, I'm sure that there's one thing that most of us have gotten to deal with in one way or the other, and that is hacking in one way or the other. So when someone gets hacked, what should be your immediate response? What should you do immediately?
Okay, so hacking is basically getting unauthorized access to a digital device. So it depends, is it your phone, is it your laptop? But either way, the first thing to do is disconnect from the internet. Not switching off, disconnect from the internet, because that is one way through we are able to get connectivity to the device.
All right, I'll take your final remarks.
Thank you for that. Now, couple of things. One is it's an all-rounded opportunity for all of us, policymakers, that is the government, to look at different framework that can be able to be implemented to ensure child safety or online safety for all of us. Just to echo on digital identity, it's actually a very important aspect. And look at it from this angle. Whatever you post will be used for or against you in this particular lifetime or even after you leave. When you even go to apply for a passport for some certain countries, one of the things they actually do a background check is your social media post. If you are, for example, I think pro-Iran, you will not be able to get, visa, not passport, sorry, visa, to go to countries like Israel, and vice versa. So digital identity is so important. The bottom line is, if you cannot say it in public, then don't post it. That should always be the rule of thumb. If you can't say it in public, then don't post it. The final remark is, we cannot run away from the internet, and the goal is not to make people not use the internet, especially the young ones. But the objective is to make sure that they use it safely. And of course, it's a continuous process that keeps on being readjusted over and over.
All right. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show.